Well, happy Pride, everyone. It's the best month of the year. I love it. I can't wait to go back to Denver and go celebrate. To celebrate Pride, I am photographing Long Dong Silver here in Utah. It's right near Factory Butte, where I shot sunset, and right across the way from the Skyline Rim Overlook, where I shot sunrise this morning. After I shot sunrise, I saw two people doing some astrophotography, and so I got to chatting after shooting, and they said, "Oh, have you shot this needle thing that's nearby?" I'm like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." So they showed me on a map, and I saw that there's a road that takes you down this way. Looked at it on satellite view, so I knew exactly where to go, and they said, "Oh, this is where you go to shoot it, and it's a sunset spot." And I said, "Well, perfect, let's go do that." My mind is blown. I think this is my favorite location that I've shot in the last 2 weeks that I've been here in Utah. But anyways, let me show you the landscape and how I set up my shot and kind of what I'm thinking about for this image. Well, there are a couple things that I took into consideration while I was looking at this and how I wanted to photograph it. So what you see right now is basically how I have it set up. I'm shooting at 35 millimeter, and I'm thinking a 16:9 aspect ratio, and that fits really well. And I think it captures where this is sitting really nicely, and it helps show scale. You also have the leading line of the pathway going to the monolith. And the sun's setting to the right, and right now there's clouds. I'm actually not too mad about it. Hopefully these maybe stick around so that way the clouds get lit up really nice and orange and pink and all that goodness. That would be pretty dope. We'll see. I still have some time before actual sunset, so I did get here a little bit earlier than golden hour and scope out the place and set up my shot, and this is the composition that I like the best. But what you can see right now is that there is a second smaller monolith in front of it. And I did stack these two, one in front of the other, because I felt like that showed scale nicely. It also gave more depth to the image or to that monolith. When the light hits it, you're going to get that separation between the front and the back monolith. So it works. But as you can see here, you have more separation between the two. Now that looks pretty good. I'm not mad about that. I think it works well. You still get that scale between the two monoliths. I just so happen to prefer putting one in front of the other. So that's why I did that. Also, if you look at the main monolith, the bigger one, if you look at the textures behind it, I also framed it in a way where it sits, it plays a little bit nicer with what's going on in the background. And so you do get those darker, as I'm looking at it, you get those darker parts because of the shape of the rock. And so to me, that's a little bit distracting. Also, a little bit to the right of the monolith, and definitely a little bit to the left, you get more of a cream color. It's a lighter color of the rock, and so you also get the contrast of this dark monolith and then the cream lighter color of the rock behind it. And so when I do shift over a little bit more, you get a little bit better contrast between the foreground and the background. So that's the shot. That's how I composed it and framed it. I really like this leading line. Like I said, this is pretty easy to photograph. You just stand up here and you just pick a spot and wait for the light and you're good to go. Like I said, I'm doing the 16:9 at 35 millimeter. I like how that looks. I think that's pretty great. If this shot turns out any good, spoiler, it did. I'm going to show you right now. that just a tasty image? Oh man, the lighting and just, oh, mwah, it's so good. I love it. I'm gonna print this because this needs to be a massive print on my wall. It actually should be a massive print on your wall too. So if you wanna buy this from me, please reach out. I need to somehow make money so I can keep paying for gas so I can drive to these places. My Jeep gets like 14, 15 miles per gallon. So support me, I'll support your walls with beautiful art, and we'll be best friends. It'll be great, so reach out. Just gonna keep this shirt buttoned because might have spilled a little mushroom stroganoff on my shirt.